Jules!
Sobrang bilis, no? Dami nating episodes ng Schoolmates.
Oo nga.
And
Can
of
you
course,
believe it?
nakakita mo ba kung gaano kainit yung discussion sa online natin?
Oo, ang daming nag-like and ang daming comments
Every
sa
time,
Facebook
lalo na
page.
every Tuesday and
Oo.
Sunday kasi may replays tayo ng 9:30 every Sunday.
Yes,
Na
thank you
sobrang
po
init.
sa lahat mga schoolmates Barkada.
That's
All nationwide around the
Nationwide,
Philippines.
ang dami raw.
Yes,
From
maraming
Bacolod, from
salamat.
Palawan, from Davao. Even sa States, may mga nanonood sa atin. Ha? Kasi
Yes.
may live stream din tayo, www.btv.ph.
Online.
Anyway, Hes, kamusta
Yes,
ka?
Jules. Okay lang, ikaw?
Parang medyo malungkot kasi may kulang ata sa atin ngayon.
Oo nga, kulang tayo.
Nasaan ba si JV?
Busy siya kasi may prior engagement siya. So, he can't
Ito ba
be here
yung
today.
Popular?
Oo, busy siya sa play niya.
Kaya sa lahat ng mga nanonood sa ating mga schoolmates, kung gusto nyo manood ng play ni JV, yung Popular, puntahan nyo lang sa kanyang Facebook, may mga details doon.
Yes, yung mga
Popular.
schedules kasi
Yes.
iba-iba.
Okay, so sino makakasama natin ngayon?
Actually, may
Meron ba?
bago tayong schoolmate na barkada.
Wow.
Yes! And he is an actor, host, and performer.
Okay, so
Sino
exciting.
kaya?
Let's all welcome!
Let's all welcome Nico
Nico
Aitona!
I'm twerking like Miley. Kung busy si JV, busy din ako mag-twerk it like Miley dito.
Ang laki ng
Mga
camera mo.
schoolmates! Kamusta kayong lahat?
Welcome, Nico.
Hi!
Jules,
Hello!
maraming salamat. Thank you for having me here at our
Yes,
pleasure.
thank you for joining us din.
Excited ako maging schoolmate.
Alam mo,
Yeah.
dati napapanood ko lang si Miko ngayon. Co-host na natin siya.
Grabe naman, pinapanood din naman ko kayo.
Okay.
Ayan.
Ano naman expectations mo for joining us here sa schoolmate?
Alam mo, unang-una gusto ko na muna magpasalamat sa lahat ng bumubuo ng schoolmates for
Yes.
giving me this big opportunity. Dahil alam niyo naman, ang pinaka-importante sa atin ngayon ay makapagbigay ng social awareness sa ating mga kabataan. At syempre, makapag-inspire sa lahat ng ating mga kababayan. Kaya
Tama.
maraming salamat.
Tama yan.
Yes.
Social awareness, yun naman talaga yung pinaka-grand
Yes.
aim ng
Yes.
schoolmates. Na lahat ay nakikialam.
Tama!
Yeah.
May pakialam ka!
Tama
Oo,
yan.
diba?
Perfect!
Parang Jules, nagpa-practice na yata si
Oo
Nico.
nga.
Oo,
Kasi
medyo.
ilang months din natin siya makakasama sa school.
For 2 months.
2 months.
Yes.
Okay. So, it's a new environment.
Oo nga.
Di ba?
Oo
Sobrang
nga eh.
exciting. Nasaan pa tayo?
Nasaan nga ba tayo, guys?
Ko alam.
Aba, dapat alam niyo yan. Nagulang ako dito.
Oo nga pala.
Hindi, pero alam niyo, para malaman natin yan, ang sagot, eto, panuorin niyo.
Dekada 60 mula sa mga pangarap ng dating Mayor Arsenio Lacson, nabuo ang isang ideya ng pagkakaroon ng isang premyadong universidad sa loob ng Maynila.
Kaya naman mga ka-schoolmates, at exactly January 13, 1960, ay inaprubahan ni Mayor Lacson ng Ordinance 4202 kung saan naglalaan ng 1 milyong piso para sa pagpapatayo ng PLM.
Pero sa kasamang palad, hindi na naabutan ni Mayor Lacson ang katuparan ng universidad. Pero after 3 years of waiting, naipagpatuloy ng pumalit sa kanya na si Mayor Antonio Villegas ang ideyang iniwan ng naunang alkalde.
And exactly April 1, 1967, naganap ang kauna-unahang entrance exam sa PLM.
Kung saan 592 high school graduating students ang pumasa.
After the official opening of the university, PLM is described as the university with several records of firsts.
Tama po yan, Kuya Jules. Kinikilala ang PLM bilang isa sa pinakaunang naitatag na municipal university. Itinuturing din tayo bilang isa sa mga universidad dito sa Pilipinas na nagbibigay ng free and quality education to those who deserve it.
In addition to that, ang pamantasan ng lungsod ng Maynila din ang kauna-unahang universidad na Filipino ang ginamit na official name. And lastly, PLM is also the first public university in the country that is totally convinced of the need for moral education among our youth.
So ayan, mas nalaman na natin ang mga pinagdaanan ng pamantasan ng lungsod ng Maynila. Kaya naman mukhang ready na mga PL Mayors sa ating hamon ng diskusyon. Kaya naman welcome to
Isigaw ang tinig mo, ihayag sa buong mundo ang karapatan, kalayaan. Buksan ang isip mo, kaalaman ang yaman mo sa karapatan, kalayaan.
schoolmates! At syempre, gaya nga ng inyong napanood, Miko and Hesa, nandito tayo ngayong gabi sa pamantasan ng lungsod ng Maynila! Okay, at syempre kitang-kita nyo naman, Hesa and Miko, na sobrang init talaga ng pagtanggap sa atin ng mga scholar dito sa PLM. Kaya maya-maya lamang, dalawang grupo muli ang magbabanggaan ng kanilang mga insights and opinions hinggil sa isang napapanong isyong pangkabataan.
At syempre, hindi magpapahuling ang ating mga schoolmates sa audience natin kasi may chance din sila sumali sa ating discussion mamaya. Tingnan nga natin kung ready na sila, guys. Ready na ba kayo, PLMers? Ayan, at ready na sila. Sobrang exciting ng energy dito.
At Hesa, Jules, hindi lang sila ang ready dahil ready na rin ang ating mga netizens at saka lahat po ng ating mga televiewers na nanonood ngayong gabi dahil kasali rin kayo sa ating mainit na talakayan. Kaya naman i-follow nyo na kami sa Facebook and on Twitter para po makapagbigay kayo ng opinion. Mamaya babasahin namin yan isa.
Ayan, Miko, Hesa, ano nga ba itong trending issue na ating tatalakayin? Narito po at panoorin natin.
Hi, Jules! Kamusta yung date mo kagabi? Ikaw, ha? Mr. Popular ka na. Oh, sige. Call me later. Bye!
Ang ganda-ganda ng kapaligiran. Ang lalaki ng mga puno. Green na green ang mga dahon. Pati yung simoy ng hangin, napakasarap. Pati yung mga damo. Amoy na amoy ko pa. Sariwang-sariwa. Pero bakit nila gagawin yun? Lalagyan nila ng mga poste. Lalagyan nila ng mga parke. Lalagyan nila ng mga establishmento. Lalagyan nila ng mga mall. Ano na mangyayari sa kalikasan ito? Dapat alagaan ang kalikasan, hindi pinababayaan lang.
Excuse me, are you talking about the establishments that we're gonna build? Magkaka-benefits din naman tayo because we'll be earning from that, diba? So I don't see anything wrong with that.
Alam mo, magaling ha? May point ka. By the way, ako nga pala si Miko, ang presidente ng Go Green dito sa eskwelahan na ito.
Hesa,
Hesa.
nice to meet you.
Oh, pero alam mo, dapat hindi pa rin nila gawin kasi sayang naman ang kalikasan natin. Di ba? Ang dami ng mga nangyaring dilubyo sa atin. Ayun lang liligtas sa atin. Di ba?
Okay, sabi mo.
Pero, kayo mga schoolmates, ano ba sa tingin nyo talaga ang dapat natin pangalagahan? Ang environmental preservation o commercialism?
Alright, and nga, Hesa, gaya ng ating napanood, napakaganda ng ating issue for tonight.
Yes.
Ito ang pangangalaga sa ating mga likas na yaman o development ng mga natural resources para sa kapakanan ng komersyalismo. Ano nga ba ang mas matimbang dito? Medyo mahirap siya, di ba?
Oo, tama, Jules. And alam mo, napaka-interesting ng topic natin for today, ha? Kasi hindi lang pala sa Pilipinas mainit na topic na ito, but all around the world. Pero syempre, para makonect tayo sa issue na to, let's give an example that's locally dito sa Philippines. At ayan na walang iba kundi ang issue about the Las Piñas, Parañaque Critical Habitat and Ecotourism Area, or other words, LPPCHEA.
LPPCHEA, basically, this is one of our examples na gagamitin natin for this
Yes,
debate.
example lang, pero hindi siya yung topic or issue for
Okay,
today.
pero ano nga ba itong LPPCHEA para siyempre sa mga schoolmates natin na hindi pa masyado informed regarding this topic? Isa itong 175-hectare zone na binubuo ng mudflats and mangrove forest na nagsisilbing sanctuary ng ilang mga rare species, both flora and fauna. Pero sa kasalukuyan, alam mo ba, Hesa, na under threat pala itong LPPCHEA dahil sa mga nakaambang conversion nito for commercial purposes.
Ano kaya natin i-prioritize? Ano dito, ang nature development ba or commercialism na tutulong sa ating ekonomiya?
Nga, for the longest time, mahabang debate na yan, Hesa. Pero syempre, para simulan na natin ang ating talakayan, Hesa, sino nga ba itong dalawang grupong ating makakasama?
Ang una nating grupo ay bigyang proteksyon ng ating kalikasan. Sila ang pabor. Let us all welcome Rhea, Ross, and Martin!
Sila ang mga pro-environment, di ba? Okay, dito naman sa aking kaliwa, ang ating pangalawang grupo, ang debating team members na nais isulong ang komersyalismo. Let us all welcome Steph, Sharon, and Marga!
At maliban nga sa ating debating teams for today, ay may chance din sumali ang ating mga schoolmates sa audience. So, kamusta natin si Miko? Miko, kamusta naman dyan?
Tama yan, Hesa! Mainit na talaga ang ating mga estudyante dito, ating mga ka-schoolmates dahil sa ating talakayan mamaya. Schoolmates, ready na ba kayo? Pwede ba natin subukan to? Pag sinabi kong school, sisigaw kayong lahat ng mates, okay? Lahat! School! School! Kita nyo naman, Hesa and Jules, talaga namang handang-handa na sila. Yung iba dito ay nag-uusap na kung ano ba ang opinion nila sa ating mainit na talakayan. Ano ba ang mas importante? Ang ating pag-alaga sa kalikasan o komersyalismo? Aalamin natin yan maya-maya lang. Balik muna sa inyo, Jules and Hesa.
Maraming salamat sa iyo, Miko. Siyempre, Hesa, sa ating pagbabalik simula na ng mainitang diskusyon dito lamang sa Schoolmates.
May pakialam ka. Yes, welcome back in Schoolmates. At kanina nga nakilala na natin ang dalawang grupo natin for today dito sa PLM. Dito naman sa right side ko, naniniwala sila to protect the environment. Diba, Jules? And on my left side, naniniwala sila na kailangan may developments para makatulong sa ekonomiya.
Yan naman, Hesa, para marinig na natin yung mga points nila, bibigyan natin ng tig na 2 minuto ang mga team leaders ng bawat group at syempre, tigwa 1 minute naman for their constructive or argumentation. Kaya naman, simulan na natin ang ating debate dito sa Pabor.
So, my fellow scholars, this side would like to prioritize ecological preservation, mainly because of 2 reasons. One is that it is our social responsibility to the next generation. And 2 is that it's our moral obligation as living beings that we share whatever it is resources that this planet has provided for us. Napaka-konti na lang ng mga ecological preserved areas dito sa mundo. And why do we have to forsake that for the sake of what? For commercialization or something like that. What we're trying to say is, the bottom line is, ladies and gentlemen, is that the environment can live without human beings, but we human beings cannot live without the environment. So whatever preservation that we are trying to promote, that is not for the environment. That is not just for the plants or the trees or the animals. That is for us human beings, for our children and for our children's children, and for many more human beings to come. Whatever it is that commercialization promises, that is only for the short run, ladies and gentlemen. Whatever it is that ecological preservation promises, that is for not just for us, but for everyone. That is for the long run, na hindi lang siya pang ngayon or for the next 50 years or for the next 100 years. That's for longer years to come. We've already known the effects of commercialization, and we should not do the mistakes our ancestors did. So, yun lang po.
Alright, thank you so much, Rhea. So sabi nga niya, hindi lang siya tungkol sa trees or the environment, but also as humans, we need the environment to survive.
More than that, yung nga sinabi niya kanina, social responsibility and moral obligation natin yan for the future generations.
Interesting point, ha?
Yes.
Okay. Ano masasabi dito si Steph with regards to development for the economy?
Commercialization, particularly in the form of reclamation, is one of the hottest issues nowadays. And to think that there are those who support it because it helps or it is more beneficial to our economy as well as our ecosystem, and those who oppose it because they say otherwise. But let's face it, with increasing land scarcity in the urban areas, the need for reclamation is high. It provides more opportunities for our people in terms of jobs and housing, as well as we can also preserve our environment, or particularly the reclaimed areas, because with reclamation, there are ecological factors are being considered in terms of wetland and coral reef relocation and creation, and as well as there are urban planning, particularly if properly implemented, engineered, and designed, can actually help or can actually give balance to the ecological system of the Metro Manila or the urban area. And let's also take down the notion that reclamation causes flooding, because flooding actually happens because of our irresponsibility. It is because of our inefficient waste disposal, and actually because of the absence of or lack of mitigating or flood mitigating infrastructures.
Alright, thank you so much, Steph. Yan. Hesa, dinirect to the point yun na yung reclamation point. Kasi yun naman talaga yung pinaka-issue ngayon, lalo na kanina nabanggit natin yung issue sa may Las Piñas and Parañaque. Pero sinasabi niya na kapag nagre-reclaim naman pala ng lands, meron namang mga ecological considerations. Kailangan may urban planning. So, okay lang daw.
And also, sinasabi nga niya, may benefits din naman because it will create housing and jobs.
Opportunities. Marami. Oo nga naman, kasi kung water lang siya dyan, wala naman siyang jobs and ibang opportunities. Pero kung may land na siya, marami raw papasok.
Yes.
Pero ano kayang masasabi ni Ross dyan? Go ahead, Ross.
Yung problem naman kasi regarding to unemployment is mixed match of skills regarding jobs. Pagdating, kasi naman, halos lahat ng mga job opportunities sa Pilipinas, laging kumpul-kumpulan sa NCR. Hindi naman dahil, remember na maraming pang places in Philippines outside NCR that has underdeveloped land. Hindi naman kasi dapat yung solution agad sa mga problema natin pagdating sa land ay reclamation na agad. Remember na hindi ang reclamation medyo mas expensive siya compared naman sa pag-build naman ng or pagde-develop ng mga lands na hindi pa naman nagagamit sa Pilipinas. Remember na marami pang lugar sa outside NCR na di pa nagagamit.
Okay.
So pag masyado nating hinayaan na puro sa loob lang ng NCR, di ba mas lalo magiging dense yung population sa loob ng NCR? Hindi siya masasakop na siya ng mga hindi niya masasakop yung mga ibang areas na kailangan rin ng fourth home development. So in order to mas maganda na lang kung sana i-utilize natin yung mga underdeveloped areas natin sa Philippines.
Alright.
Okay. So, sinasabi naman ni Ross, there are other places that are underdeveloped.
Kasi very congested na sa NCR. That's her
Yes.
point. Kasi nga naman, ba't ka magpupumilit na pumasok sa NCR yung mga opportunities pagsisiksikan mo sa loob ng NCR kung pwede rin naman sa countryside?
Outside, di ba?
Kung
Outside
pwede-
NCR.
Mas mahal daw ang pagre-reclaim kaysa sa paggagawa ng mga jobs outside. So yun ang
Tama.
point ni Ross. So anong masasabi ni Sharon dan? Shannon?
Well, for my constructive speech, we believe that commercialism is one of the factors affecting economic growth. Philippines is considered to be one of the developing countries in the world today, and for that, we still need to strive and for us to be able to compete globally. You know what? Meron pa rin tayong notion dito, yung mga tao sa probinsya, na dito sa Manila, nandito lahat ng maganda trabaho. Pag pumunta ka ng Manila, mayaman ka. Ngayon, bakit yung mga probinsyano na yun, bakit yung mga tao from the provinces and the rural areas ay pumupunta dito? Kasi akala nila, nandito lahat ng pagulad, pero ang di nila alam, dito sa Manila, ay congested na tayo at kulang na yung land spaces natin. Ngayon, gusto kong sabihin sa inyo, yung Bay Area, which started in 1977 under the term of President Marcos, its original plan actually was to reclaim 3,000 hectares of land in Manila Bay. At ngayon, alam nyo ba na ang Bay Area na yon, ito ang pinagtatayuan ng SM Mall of Asia, which is now the third largest mall in Asian region. Now, anong sinasabi ko? Ang SM Mall of Asia is one of the good and the best products of reclamation in terms of commercialism. Alam niyo nangyari nung ito, ang SM Mall of Asia ay natayo sa Pilipinas. It brought the Philippines to headlines in newspapers all over the country, and it also generated employment rate. Ngayon, sinasabi ko at sinasabi ng aking mga kagrupo that commercialism is not negative at all. Why? Because we are able to implement commercialism in terms of green architecture also, and it has also chances na for example, Nuvali, di ba? Ang Nuvali is one product of green architecture. So we are not saying that commercialism necessarily means nasisirain natin ang kalikasan, magpuputol tayo ng puno, at earthballing for us to be able to commercialize our country.
Okay, thank you so much,
Alright,
Shannon.
thank you.
Okay, so very good point. Kasi,
Tama din naman na may mga condos ngayon that are building around in Metro Manila, but they implement green architecture.
Kasi okay lang daw kahit na merong commercialism so long as meron pa rin mga environmental consideration. Kasi nga, nabanggit na kanina, medyo historicize niya, yung MOA, the Mall of Asia. Marami daw employment benefits na napasok sa Philippines. So, it's one way na pinapakita dito na hindi naman talaga negative ang commercialism.
Yes.
Okay, so
Tama
ano
yan.
masasagot dyan?
Ano masasabi ni Martin naman dito?
Maraming fans si Martin.
Ang daming fans.
Go ahead, Martin.
Well, all I have to say is that thank God that project didn't continue. Because first and foremost, you're talking about creating jobs for people, but you're forcing them to go to Manila. First and foremost, pollution becomes extremely, extremely difficult to deal with when it's in a dense place. And when you force people to go to Manila so that they could get jobs through reclamation sites, then that basically mean that you're actually exacerbating the pollution that's existing there already. And another fact is that why don't we just try and spread our people or try to develop the urban areas, the rural areas? Why force people to go to urban areas when at the places where they were born, they could work there as well? We do not need to reclaim those areas. And let me tell you, if you want to reclaim land so that we could create jobs and so that people and so our economy will develop, remember that our economy works in a way where it's a connection of different intricate forces that we can never control with a single action. And we have to make, of course, the term of our long run, the long run decisions we make. So go ahead, enjoy MOA 30 years after. Go shopping there. 30 years after, I'll enjoy my air.
Okay.
Wow!
Okay.
Thank you so much, Martin.
Kasi,
Alam mo, Jules, I've been waiting for that, for them to mention about pollution.
yes, kasi
Yun.
ang point ni Martin dito, from the very start naman daw, polluted na talaga si Bay Area. So
Yes.
parang ginamit natin na opportunity yun na para takpan na lang to,
Oo.
tsaka gawa ng mga opportunities. Pero kanina, gusto ko sana tanungin kanina, ano yung project na hindi na-continue? Medyo nasagot niya ata
Yes.
sa dulo. Hindi ko alam kung mag-agree yung left side ko dito na yung MOA ang sinasabi niya na in the near future, after 3 decades, baka wala na rin yun. Tama ba?
Yes, of course. Every building depreciates and actually gets destroyed.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright. So, ano ang masasabi dyan ni Marga?
Alright, first and foremost, let me correct a few notions first. We are not forcing anybody to go from the provinces and into the urban areas. Let me remind you, they have a notion that nandito lahat na ikabubuhay nila. Bakit? Dahil nasa probinsya, wala na sila minsang makain. Ano ba yung nakukuha nila? Magfi-fish sila, and then there are going to be some fishermen who would destroy even the ecological systems. Let us remind each and everyone here, once you actually gather things from nature, that is still natural exploitation, and everybody engages in that. Why? Because we are all benefiting from it. So let's see. Ano ba yung sinasabi na long-term versus short-term effects? Short-term effects, we have the malls, we have all these job-generating things. Yes, we are already there. But actually, let's take a look at MOA because that's the prime example here. Sa MOA, you have vertical developments there. People are living and thriving in that area, along with the industrial sector. So you see, given MOA as given that area as our prime example, hindi lang naman yung marriage ng industrial, residential, and even the nature yung nagtathrive sa isang ganong klase ng community. Why? Because given the urban development in this nation, especially with green architecture, which is seen all over the country, even in BGC, in Makati, you see, urban development goes hand in hand with ecological development. Once you reclaim an area, hindi lang naman yung mga ecological systems doon yung minumove mo. Because after you reclaim land, you actually let the coral systems thrive again in that specific area. So still, hindi ka naman sumisira ng mga bagay. Because at the end of the day, you're making it more beneficial for everybody who are benefiting from that community.
Alright.
Right, thank you so much, Marga. Oh, hindi naman pala nasisira.
Kasi kumbaga meron nga namang responsibility itong mga groups na nagre-reclaim
The
na
developments.
if ever na maruin man nila yung mga corals, kailangan, after that, maayos din nila. Yun yung
So
point
it
ni
gets
Marga.
to live again.
And of
diba?
course, yung pinaka-first point na kanina, they aren't forcing people naman from the provinces to go here.
Oo, no
Yun
one's
yung
forcing
clarification
anyone
nila.
naman pala.
Okay. Ayan, so
Yeah.
narinig natin mga points nila.
Alright, thank you so much, guys. And siguro hingin na rin natin yung mga opinions and mga comments ng ating mga schoolmates. Nakasama ngayon si Miko. Miko, kamusta dyan?
Yes, Jules and Hesa, alam nyo, napakainit na talakayan dyan. Pero dahil lahat tayo dito sa schoolmates ay may pakialam, humanap naman tayo ng opinion ng ating mga estudyante dito. Saglit lang ha. Dahil lahat tayo ay, ayun. Sige, brother, schoolmate, tumayo ka. Anong munang pangalan?
Pangalan ko po is Ryan G. Harris. Then, from College of Education, major in Social Studies.
Okay, so schoolmate, anong opinion mo, your thoughts sa ating mga pinag-uusapan?
Kanina po dun sa sinabi ni Miss Marga na tuwing nagkakaroon ng reclamation, yung katulad nga dun sa may SM Mall of Asia na mga coral reef na kailangan mayroon silang paglalaanan. Ang nangyari po kasi is hindi ganun yung nangyari. Ang ginawa lang po nila is itinayo yung SM Mall of Asia at sinasabi nila na it creates more jobs, no? Pero hindi yun dun yung point eh. Ang point dito is yung ating nature. Kapag nasira ang nature, mahabang panahon para maibalik yon. Pero kung ang pagtatayo ng building, it takes for only 2 years, okay lang yon. Pero yung nature natin, yan ang kailangan nating ingatan.
Maraming salamat, schoolmate. Napakaganda ng punto niya, no? Siyempre, yung lifespan nga naman, ang tagal ng pag-maintain sa ating nature ay napakahaba nga namang tumubo ng puno. Hindi katulad ng maintenance sa construction ng mga buildings, mabilis lang daw na panahon, okay? Humana pa tayo ng isa pa. Ikaw, schoolmate, pwede ba? Pwede na alamin ang opinion mo, okay? Sige, magpakilala ka muna. Anong pangalan?
John Joseph po, mula sa College of Education, Bachelor of Secondary Education in Major in Social Studies. Ang punto ko lang po, opinion ko ay, kung tunay po ba na ang commercialism, ang tunay po nilang in-envision is yung pag-unlad ng bayan, ito po ba'y tunay na pag-unlad ng bayan o pag-unlad ng iilan lamang? Para po sa akin ay, siguro po, papayag po tayo sa komersyalismo kung lahat po ng mamamayan dito ay makikinabang. Hindi lang po ang mga kapitalismo, kundi tayo rin po lahat, mga ordinaryong mamamayan. At kung sinasabi nyo na po na mas importante ang ekonomiya kaysa sa natural resources, try counting your money while holding your breath. Ayun lang po.
Aba, napakaganda rin ang punto ng ating schoolmate. Oo nga naman. Ang punto naman niya ay yung corruption na nangyayari, hindi ba?
Sharp
Kasi
point yun.
baka maganda nga kung papaunlad din natin ang komersyalismo, pero kung kinukurakot naman ng pera, abay, talo tayong lahat doon. Okay, so ayan na, narinig na natin ang ating mga, ang punto ng ating mga schoolmates dito sa audience, pero alamin naman natin ang masasabi ng ating mga netizens. Ito na ang mga nagpadala ng comments nila sa Facebook and ating Twitter accounts. Unahin na natin si Gab Ferreira. Sabi niya, I say no to reclamation sa Parañaque, Pasay, Mangrove area. Isa sa mga biglang maapektuhan ng proyekto ay ang mga migratory birds na dumadayo dito tuwing taglamig sa kanilang nasasakupan. Ito pa, ang sabi naman ni Elizabeth Lanya, obviously no. Anything that can harm either nature or the organisms living in it is wrong. There's no such thing as yung i-worry daw about sa Philippines. Marami pa daw mga issues na dapat ayusin. Dagdag pa ni Prinsesa Mercado, no! Dapat nating alagaan ang ating kalikasan. Ayan naman ang punto ng ating mga netizens. Kaya naman, tuloy nyo lang ang pagko-comment sa ating Facebook and Twitter accounts. Back to you, Hessa and Jules.
Maraming salamat, Nico. At sa aming pagbabalik, marami pa tayong dapat pag-usapan tungkol dito. Stay with us. Dito lamang sa Schoolmates!
May pakailang ka.
Well, para sa akin, kailangan kong i-prioritize yung environmental because kapag kasi environmental, parang natural siya and sabi nga nila, mahirap siyang ibalik.
Both. Kasi without commercialism, hindi natin mapapreserve yung ating environment. And without environmental preservation, hindi natin mapapunod ang ating komersyo.
Back, and of course, you are still watching his Schoolmates. Yes, ang ganda ng palitan ng mga points kanina.
Napaka-interesting yung mga views nila, no?
right.
Hindi ko na-expect yun.
Okay, kaya at this point, bibigyan na natin sila ng chance, siyempre, para sa kanilang rebuttal. Sobrang exciting nito. But dito na, simulan na natin yung palitan ng kanilang mga rebuttals. Pero before we go there, medyo init na naklaruin muna ng side ng
Gusto
commercialism.
nila address yung points kanina
Yes,
from
sinabi
our
ng ating
schoolmates.
audience. Okay, go ahead.
Alright, go ahead.
Right, so first, on the issue muna ng pollution, because still we go back again to green architecture. You develop new areas, but then again, dun sa very area na yon, you create areas wherein greenery can actually thrive. So dun pala nababawasan muna yung pollution. Ano ba ang difference ng hindi ka nagpa-plant sa isang residential area ng mga halaman, things that would recreate yung malinis na hangin. Whereas dun sa mga bagay na wala ka talaga effort na ginagawa at all, which is better in the long run. And kung babalik naman talaga tayo sa fresh air, if we don't create efforts, wala talagang mangyayari. But then, you see, in reclaimed areas, there are a lot of efforts going in para maging mabuti para mabawasan first yung pollution, and second, para mapabuti yung way of living ng mga tao doon. Second, on the issue of it being only beneficial to a few because of capitalism, babalik tayo sa point na kung wala namang makain yung mga tao, kung wala naman silang pambili, everybody can benefit from reclamation efforts because once they have jobs, they have buying power. And if you have buying power, you can thrive as a living being. Mabubuhay mo yung pamilya mo. So kung hindi mo naman mabubuhay yung pamilya mo in the long run, di ba? Medyo, although yes, you have fresh air, mahihirapan ka naman na mag-survive kayong lahat.
Okay, good points, Marga.
Yes.
Okay, ayan. So, pasagutin na natin itong side ng ating pro-environment. Wala naman palang pollution na mangyayari kasi may pagpaplanong ginagawa, Hesa. So, anong sagot nyo dyan?
Let's hear from Martin. Go ahead.
Well, first of all, in the short run, if you're saying that if you plan things properly, then there will be no pollution, well, there wouldn't be as much pollution. But in the long run, when a lot of cars or a lot of vehicles go to that reclaimed area so that they could actually spread the air pollution from the cars they're using, then basically it just worsens in the environment. And another thing to remember is that you're reclaiming land from the sea. And you say that through proper planning, by adding nice foliages in that land, that you could actually counteract the pollution that's created. But remember, you're displacing fish, you're displacing mangrove trees, you're displacing aquatic creatures. Okay, let's take away your sea. I'll give you a tree. I hope you survive there. No, they won't. And you have to consider that, and that's extremely expensive compared to...
All right. So sinasabi naman ni Martin, they are reclaiming land from the sea.
Yes, kasi kumbaga, ang sabi nga ni Martin dyan, you are displacing them from their natural position.
Yes.
Kasi pinaalis mo nga sila, ginawa mong landmass.
Oo.
So, anong sagot niya dyan?
So how do you think they will thrive? Ano masasabi ni Steph?
Actually, hindi naman natin sinisira yung marine ecosystem. Because first of all, kaya nga meron tayong coral reef relocation na dinadala natin yung mga coral reef dun sa lugar na mas magta-thrive sila. And for the mangrove part, yung meron tayong wetland creation and relocation para mas mapabuti yung environment natin. Excuse me.
Go ahead.
Mas mapabuti yung environment natin. Along with this, yung wetland creation and coral reef creation, pwede natin siyang i-impart sa reclamation area because it will balance the ecological system we have in the metropolis as well as in the reclaimed land. Additionally, this is sinabi nung nasa internet kanina, you're talking about LP Pichea. LP Pichea is considered as a critical habitat. So it is protected by the DENR. You can't reclaim LP Pichea because we as a part of the United Nations have signed in the Ramsar international list that we cannot reclaim anything that is considered as a critical habitat.
Okay. Meron naman palang coral reef relocation before doing reclamation.
May mga steps
That's
na sinusundan para safe ang pag-transfer ng mga coral reefs where they could thrive naman pala.
Tsaka nabanggit kanina ni Steph about LP Pichea na itong LP Pichea pala dito sa Las Piñas and Parañaque, hindi pala siya pwedeng galawin kasi inaalagaan siya ng DENR.
Yes, and under United Nations,
Signatory tayo.
Exactly.
Okay, so
Alright.
paano yun? May nabanggit si Steph kanina na meron pala tayong international signatory tayo na hindi natin pwede i-reclaim yung mga lugar na inaalagaan ng environment natin. So paano yun? Paano pa tayo sa tingin nyo, paano pa tayo makapag-reclaim nun para for economic purposes?
Actually, with your statement about the Kyoto Protocol, about that signatory, that is actually a debunkment on your argument on your part. Because if you're going, because that is one of the greatest tools that human beings have to protect the environment. And when you guys said about there are coral reef relocation or something like that, that doesn't necessarily mean the fish would go there because they're already acquainted with the waters in the Laguna Bay area. Because, ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to analyze the nature of fish, they don't necessarily live where they can live. They live based on the quality of the water, ladies and gentlemen. So if you're going to, like, example, move it into another area, given you've moved it into another area, that doesn't necessarily mean that the mangroves or the fish or the other animals would follow suit. We humans do that, yes, but the other creatures, they can't. And then aside from the fact that they're saying about green architecture, what is the assurance that if ever we do implement those kinds of measures, will there still be ecologically preserved areas? Could we still consider that this place, though there is green foliage, there is a gust of wind or something, do we necessarily consider that ecologically preserved when the fish and the mangroves and all the other animals have already died out, or
Alright.
a lot of species have been extinct?
Okay, thank you,
Alright,
Ria.
thank you, Ria.
Yan, nabanggit ni Ria yung good point dito na hindi
Yes.
naman yung mga species, yung mga fishes, yung mga coral reefs, hindi naman sila tulad nating mga tao na dalhin ka lang sa isang lugar,
Na
makaka-adjust
maka-adapt,
ka agad or mag-a-adapt ka agad.
in a new environment. So,
That's
hindi pala
right.
safe,
Mhm.
Jules. Kahit may mga guidelines, it doesn't reassure
That's right.
the safety of the animals.
Tsaka may panama si Ria kanina dito sa group nila Steph. Kasi yung statement kanina ni Steph about the LPPCHEA, na dinedebunk daw nila yung sarili nilang point. And Ria mentioned a while ago about the Kyoto Protocol. Basically, this Kyoto Protocol is for against climate change. Kasi ito
Yes.
yung mga ginagawa ng mga bansa para syempre mabawasan yung effect ng climate change. So are you actually agreeing na dapat hindi natin bawasan natin yung commercialism para syempre mapanatili yung natural resources natin?
No, actually not. Hindi ko naman dinidebunk yung statement ko kanina because it's part of the guidelines na kailangan nating i-follow before we reclaim. It's actually called responsible commercialism, and that's what we are trying to practice.
Okay, responsible commercialism, meron naman palang
Yeah.
ganun.
Yeah,
Okay,
so,
so-
hindi naman talaga that they wanna ignore the
Yes.
guidelines.
Kumbaga-
Pero they're doing it in a responsible way naman pala.
Hindi lang puro kita yung gusto
Yes.
ng mga,
It's not
let's say,
all profits.
itong mga quote-unquote kapitalista natin.
Yes.
Meron pa rin silang mga gusto na sundin na guidelines. So anong sagot nyo doon? Okay lang pala kasi responsible commercialism lang pala.
Okay, about the idea of responsible commercialism, then why don't we just utilize the land that we already have? There are a lot of underutilized land here in Luzon. So why do we have to reclaim the lands that are already considered critical habitats? So,
Okay, thanks Ria. Ayan,
Yes.
so gamitin na lang daw natin yung sarili nating land. I think meron pang sasabihin si...
Would you like to add something? Go ahead, Shannon.
Alam mo kasi paulit-ulit na lang tayo eh. Yung reclamation nga kasi, ginagawa yan kasi nga kulang na. Napapansin nyo ba yung mga buildings ngayon, high-rise building na, gaano katataas yung mga tinatayong building ngayon? 100 stories? Bakit? Kasi kulang na nga tayo sa lupain. Ngayon, sa dami ng mga taong nagpupunta dito sa Metro Manila, hindi na natin makater yung pangangailangan nila. Ngayon yung sinasabi nyo, bakit hindi natin gamitin yung sarili nating lupain? Pwede ba tayo mag-demolish ng squatters? Basta-basta, hindi naman natin sila pwedeng paalisin. That is against naman sa human rights, di ba? Ngayon, kung sinasabi ninyo na magtatayo naman tayo ng structures, marami naman tayong culturally preserved places like Intramuros. Sabihin na natin na may spaces pa tayo dito sa Intramuros, pero pwede ba tayong magtayo ng building o magtayo ng kahit na anong mall sa loob ng Intramuros? Of course not. Dahil may mga pinoprotektahan nga tayo. Ngayon ang sinusulong namin dito, responsible commercialism, hindi pagsira, hindi pagpatay sa natural resources. Dahil bago ka makapag-reclaim, kailangan mo muna ng permit sa DNR, local government, or even sa United Nations.
Okay,
Alright.
very sharp point.
Yes.
Okay, kasi hindi naman nga pala pwede ka mag-reclaim or sumira agad ng iba't ibang mga properties
Tama.
kung wala kang license from the DNR or
Very
any
interesting
authority.
points talaga dito,
That's right.
no? Alright, so nag-iinit na dito sa stage, Jules. Kamusta naman natin mga schoolmates dyan sa audience? Miko, ano masasabi nila dyan?
Ay, grabe, Hesa and Jules! Nakita niyo naman, wala nang humihinga, wala nang kumukurap dahil talaga naman nakasubaybay sa ating talakayan ngayong gabing ito. Kaya naman, humanap tayo dahil may kanya-kanya silang opinion eh. Kanina may mga sumisigaw na, kanina may natatawa pa. Tignan natin, ha? Sino ba ang pwede nating hinga ng opinion naman para malaman natin ang punto? Ito, anongin natin. Sige, schoolmate, magpakilala ka muna. Pato ka.
Ako po si Carl De Luna po from Business Economics.
Oh, kanina nga sabi entablado, di ba? Paulit-ulit na lang daw. Aba, ikaw, ano naman ang masabi mo? Uulitin mo rin ba?
Naman po, may mga points lang po ako about sa kanilang dalawa. Yung dito sa commercialism, oo nga, buying power. Pero anong buying power kung wala kang mabibiling pagkain? Kakainin mo ba yung coins, yung mga pera mo? Anong mapapala mo doon?
Ito ang schoolmate natin na ayaw talagang magutom. So, humanap pa tayo ng isa pa na humanap tayo. Sino pa ang pwede? Sino pang merong gustong ipunto? Ayun, tara puntahan natin dito. Aba, first time babae naman ang magtatanong. Dahil syempre nga ang topic natin, no? Kanina nabanggit na rin yung pollution, di ba? Yung mga basura dahil yung LPP Chea ay malapit yan sa Manila Bay, hindi ba? Ang dami-dami ng basura sa Manila Bay na nakaka-apekto rin sa ating kalikasan, lalo na sa LPP Chea.
Nico, pwede bang iba to yung tanong dito kung gusto nila magtanong sa ating debaters?
Sige, baka daw gusto nyo rin magtanong. Alamin muna natin yung pangalan.
I'm Cassie po.
Cassie, anong masasabi mo? Your thoughts sa ating topic?
I would like to ask the environmentalism side. Kasi, di ba, how can you, environmentalism, improve yung economy ng Philippines through, without commercializing the area? Medyo nag-lack kasi ako. Wala akong makitang points. You keep on emphasizing about reclamation of lands and yung overpopulation, yung cars, yung nagpo-produce ng pollution. Well, we all know, andyan na yan eh. And yung population, inevitable siya. So, what's the solution?
The main idea here is the fact that when you try to reclaim certain parts of land, or when you try to reclaim land from sea, it's not the cheapest thing to do in the world. And what they said about the fact that these people who try to reclaim the land, like they get a permit from DNR, from the City Hall, or whatever building that they're trying to put up. Hello, Torre de Manila, you got all your permits. Why are we demolishing you right now? Because we realized you were actually a mistake. And the thing about reclamation, about these kinds of mistakes, is that first and foremost, why do we have to reclaim in the first place? Do you know what a developed or ecologically developed city is? It's a city that builds tall and it doesn't build wide. Basically, it's improving upon the structures that we have right now and improving the other rural areas, which could actually help the rural areas in those places to prevent them from migrating to us. What you're saying about population or earning money, it's inevitable because we're making it happen. We have to prevent it. Yes, short run, we won't be able to create a lot of jobs. But in the long run, it wouldn't just be Manila City. It wouldn't just be Cebu City, Davao City. We would actually have Ilocos City or other cities from other rural areas that we never actually realized could have cities. And as you're saying about commercialization for the jobs of the people, I've pointed that out. And another thing is, in small areas like Singapore, it's smaller than NCR, right? And it doesn't reclaim as much right now. But why can it produce so many jobs? Because they're trying to make a difference. They're preventing that short run or trying to reclaim lands.
Okay.
Okay, very good schoolmate. At syempre, Jules Hesa, marami pa rin patuloy na nagko-comment sa ating Facebook and Twitter accounts. Ito na, basahin na natin. Sunod natin kay Aldin Capa. I say no because dapat sa alang-alang ang iba pang bagay ukol dito. Layo naman kay April Rose Pinaluyo Rapi. It's a big no. Inuuna nila ang sarili nila. Wala na silang pakialam sa kung anong nangyayari kay inang kalikasan. Too bad. Ayun naman ang sabi niya. Kung gusto nyo pong mag-comment at makisali sa ating talakayan, i-follow nyo lang po kami sa FB, sa ating Facebook account and Twitter account. Dahil lahat po tayo may pakialam. Dahil magbabalik pa ang ating usapan dito sa Schoolmate!
kasi po, pag in-improve po natin yung commercialism, maangat po tayo sa mga mga countries tulad ng Japan, America, or kahit anong first world countries. At yun po yung magtataas ng ating bansa.
Tignan natin yung sitwasyon natin ngayon. Ano bang mas kailangan natin? Kailangan ba natin ng natural resources o commercialism? Isipin muna natin kung anong mas mahalaga o makakatulong sa atin sa panahon natin.
Okay, welcome
Alright,
back.
welcome back, schoolmates.
Ganda ng palita ng discussion, no?
Grabe, Jules. First time ko, pero...
Yes, how's your first time? An experience mo?
Ganun pala yun, nakakakaba din. At the same time, pagka pinapakinggan mo na yung punto nila,
Diba?
sa punto ng isa ay talaga ng mga, sabi ko, ang tatalino pala ng mga
Yes,
taga-PLM.
dito sa PLM. Thank you
Okay.
so much,
Gagaling.
guys.
Weekly habit na namin to na makinig ng iba't ibang mga
Oo.
points. Kaya naman, umabot na tayo sa punto natin para sa final statements
Yes.
ng bawat group. Simulan
Alright.
natin. Kila Ria.
So the other group has been saying that the reclamation of these ecologically preserved areas for commercialization as our last resort for economic development, when we're trying to say that there are a lot of other ways or a lot of other options that we could do for economic development to promote jobs or to promote development in certain areas of the country. So as our final statement, that would be save the trees, preserve water, and save us.
Okay,
All right, thank you so much, Ria. Now, let's hear the final words from Steph.
Commercialism creates an image for the Philippines to promote an image of good investment in and out of the country. Second, commercialism spurs development, whereas ecological preservations remain stagnant, while commercialism begins to integrate development. We develop through and through as time passes by, whereas ecological preservation, they remain complacent and they go backwards. Third, commercialism. Third, thank you for allowing us to commercialize the rural areas by addressing the need to commercialize it with the lack of opportunities in there that we can create if we commercialize it. Thank you.
Okay,
Alright,
thank you so
thank
much.
you so much.
Alright, yan. Narinig na natin yung points sa dalawang groups. Tayo naman, bilang mga host. Ikaw,
sige.
Hessa, para sa ating mga school.
For me naman, sa side ko, I agree with commercialism, but they should also follow the standards of the DNR. Like, take for example, look at Palawan. It is voted as the #1 island in the world, di ba? And malinis pa naman siya. And through the works of commercialism, we promote Palawan and we promote the Philippines. It put Philippines in the map, di ba? So as long as we follow the guidelines and the standards ng DNR, I feel that it is beneficial for us to allow this to happen. Ikaw, Joel.
Ako naman, syempre, kasi kanina sa mga points ng ating mga debaters, parang hindi ko masyado narinig yung point ng climate change. Kasi alam mo ba,
Yes.
itong industrialization, it started a century ago. And you know what? According to studies, yung mga effects na nararanasan ng Pilipinas ngayon as one of the most vulnerable countries ng climate change, effects to ng industrialization. Imagine that, 100 years ago, pero ngayon natin nararanasan yung palakas ng mga bagyo.
Yung global warming,
yes,
di ba?
and it's
Yes.
because of people. Hindi natin na-realize yan na dahil sa mga tao kaya natin nararanasan itong mga effects na to. Kaya ngayon, wala tayong magagawa. It's either we need to adapt to the effects of climate change or we mitigate. And how do we mitigate? By, of course, providing solutions para syempre hindi na maging malala itong effects ng climate change. So what's my stand on the issue? Of course, we need economic growth as well kasi we need jobs di ba? Hindi naman pwedeng puro plant a tree lang tapos mabubuhay na tayo. Hindi naman pwede yun. We need a proper balance. So I strongly believe that we need social progress with environmental justice.
So balance yung sa'yo.
That's right. Kasi kailangan lahat ng mga, let's say, may mga punto kanina sa mga kapitalista kasi may mga iba ayaw talaga sa mga kapitalist. Pero let's also remember na kailangan may mga duties silang susundin na with accordance to our laws of the land na makakabuti rin sa environment natin. Okay, yun yung
Alam mo,
akin.
para sa akin, Jules Cesa, tama yung sinabi mo, kailangan ng balanse. Hindi ba? Dahil, syempre, hindi naman masama na i-grow natin yung yung ating commercialism, di ba? Pero ibig kong sabihin dito, paano naman yung mga ating mangingisda, di ba? Nakatulad ng sabi nyo nga, kumbaga, ang income natin sa commercialism ay lalong lalago. Bakit hindi ba tayo pwede magkaroon ng income naman sa ating agriculture? Dahil ang agriculture natin dito sa Pilipinas ay napakalaki dahil pinapalibutan tayo ng puro tubig. Diba? Katulad yan sa LPP CHEA. Diba yan ay nalagay pa nga sa Ramsar list na one of the most important wetland. Ba't natin tatanggalin? Diba? Kaya ang maganda dyan, tama si Jules, balansehin natin ang komersyalismo at syempre ang pagsagip sa ating kalikasan.
Alam nyo, maganda yung i-highlight natin ang point dito. No? Let's capitalize kung ano yung strong resources na meron tayo. And that is agriculture.
Tama.
So that's a good point. Ayan. So dito na nagtatapos yung ating napakagandang debate. And of course, here in Schoolmates, wala tayong sinasabi na kung ano yung tama o yung maling point. Basically, we're just voicing out their perspectives para mas lumawak yung kamalayan natin. And with that, gusto natin pasalamatan ng ating mga debating teams. Palakpakan po natin sila.
Maraming salamat po.
Ang husay. And of course, thank you po sa pamantasan ng lungsod ng Maynila sa ating mga faculty members. And next week, alam niyo po, mga schoolmates, nandito pa rin tayo sa PLM para naman sa isa na namang mainit na discussion na of course, nag-a-affect sa ating mga kabataan.
Alright, yes. And next week, ang topic natin is abolishment ng sangguniang kabataan po. Yan. And for sure, Jules and Nico, mainit na naman ang topic na ito for next week yan. Abangan niyo yan, guys.
At pasalamatan din natin ang ating mga schoolmates na nanonood sa kanilang mga TV screens. At syempre, ang ating mga netizens na talaga nakisali sa ating usapin ngayon. Maraming salamat. At syempre, follow us on Twitter and Facebook para malaman nyo kung ano ang mga social issues dito sa Schoolmates.
Yes, thank you very much. And would you like to thank your sponsors?
Well, I'd like to thank Ms. Albert Mutok for my hair. And of course, please watch Good Morning Boss every day, Monday to Friday from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m.
Yes, and I would like to thank Ipon Girl for my outfit for today and L'Oreal Cosmetics for my new hair. Thank you.
At gusto ko naman magpasalamat sa Nes Astilla Salon at Gold's Gym. Maraming salamat po.
And with that, guys, about usapin sa bawat issue, may boses ang kabataan.
Sumali, makinig at makisa dahil opinyon nyo'y mahalaga.
Kaya naman, sabay-sabay natin isigaw sa buong mundo. Schoolmates!
May pakialam ka!
Sigaw ang tinig mo, ihayag sa buong mundo ang karapat